We're here. We finally made it. We have done all of them. We have done nose cone, afterburner, light speed, strafe, scatter shot, and now we are ready to build Computron. Today we're combining to cover one of the smartest Autobots of all time, Computron, the combined form of the Technobots. Computron was created to outthink and outmaneuver any Decepticon. Let's explore his history across cartoons, comics, toys, and do a toy review, and more. Computron first appeared in the Transformers G1 cartoon during the Season 3 episode Grimlock's New Brain, where all of the Technobots came. After gaining super intelligence, Grimlock decided to build a new team of Autobots to help fight against the Decepticons. He constructed Nosecone, Lightspeed, Strafe, Afterburner, and Scattershot that formed the Technobots and combined to make Computron. Unlike other combiners, Computron was unique. Instead of gaining brute force and overwhelming power, he became a genius-level strategist. But the intellect came with a cost. Computron often took a long time to analyze every possible scenario before acting out. This sometimes made him slow in combat, but when he finally moved, it was always the most effective decision. Computron's mind is literally the sum of his parts. His balance of Scattershot's aggressive firepower, Lightspeed's longing for exploration, Afterburner's rebellious streak, Strafe's erratic energy, and Nosecone's cautious patience, together they form a combiner who's prioritized logic and reason above all else. His intelligence made him a perfect counter to the Decepticons' combiner Abominus, who was powerful but brute and dim-witted. Whenever the two clashed, Computron, carefully planned, often giving the Autobots the upper hand. All right, so how I build Computron is probably not the right way, so you could blow me up in the comments, but I always thought this was a fun combiner to do, at least for me, just because of the ease. I say that, and it's going to be hard to do. I do have some sticky or some loose parts. I've got both ends of the spectrum on this to where that we get that. But we're going to start off with Scattershot. So Scattershot is going to go in, and we have got to get him halfway transformed. So we've got to get him kind of up and around. Got to get him as such. And then this is going to fold down as such, like that. And then we've got to kick in the wings. And then, nope. And then we're going to go all the way back for now to get that. So Scattershot down on his knees, getting ready to just get whacked by somebody, okay? So we've got the feet. So let's take a look at the feet for this. The feet just come in very, very easily. They're just pegs, and they look like this. It's very, very much the same color. Does have that kind of Computronish, that technical-ish side. I think it's got some thrusters and stuff on here. It's not just regular flat feet. All right, so we're going to take Nosecone first. So Nosecone is going to stay essentially just like this, except we're going to wrap his foot, and he is going to get just a little insert in as such. Bam. And then we need to go to Lightspeed. So Lightspeed comes in here. Now, the one thing that's kind of different is that Lightspeed, Lightspeed is going to be backwards kind of a thing. I don't know. I find it weird. So anyway, his head will fold, the head will fold down as such. This will turn around. This goes like this. And then the foot for him, you would think, and this one we had a little bit of trouble with. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. See, it came out. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. It's the one thing I didn't like about this toy. So it'll go in as this. Now, the problem is if you have it like that, the car goes. So you actually have to turn this around, and it's actually the back side like that they are facing backwards, and they are facing the correct way, which makes sense. But this one kind of has the, doesn't kind of have, it does have the vehicle mode, which would have been cool for this to have the vehicle mode. I think it would have looked cooler going like that, but instead you have this plain Jane back that goes like that. So he jumps up, and he will just come squarely. So this is where you get a lot of wear and tear on these figures. So he's going to go into that peg hole. He is going to get into this peg hole, and bam, we have some legs. That's good. We're starting off pretty good. So adds a nice little extended to it. And just to show you the scale, I'll bring in Optimus Prime there. That's the re-release, but that is the scale of it, which is pretty tall. Prime, hang out back there. Watch your guy do this. So the next bits we have is we're going to transform a motorcycle, and he will come in as such. This will flail backwards as this, and then it stays, but these have to come down. So essentially, he becomes robot mode. Just an arm comes out. This is where I'm not a big fan of this, because these have, see how that, I mean, they do not stick very well in there. It's also just, I don't know. It's going to fall out a bunch. It's going to make me nuts, but it'll be okay. So then he is going to go into this side shoulder like so. Bam. And then we got, oh, caught him. And now we got Strafe. All right, so Strafe is going to go down. His actual hands will go up. This is where he will have that go down. This actually will come over like this. So he is actually half transformed in this monstrosity of what it is. Head, these will come out like that. So he's almost transformed. I'm gonna put these down. It does look better with the things and the shooters coming out of them, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so he's gonna come out to the side, and again, I've got the gun and I've got his weapon. When this goes in, it falls right out. So this is the wear and tear of G1. All right, so as he goes into that, we actually have articulation that actually doesn't move from Shatterstar. He's definitely not a DC guy, or I mean a Marvel guy. So the arms do move. And then the chest piece comes in. It is just going to lock in as such fairly easily. It just goes in. The head goes on top of it. Actually, for this, we do bring his head up. And there we go. The head is in. We're gonna do this just to maybe hope that these don't fall out all that much. There you go. And we have Computron in all of its glory, ready to rock and roll. Let's take a good upper look at it here. Just looks good. I love it. It is a little loose. I do think it's got some kibbles and bits in the back of it, which is fine. I always used this as it had like a jetpack, kind of like Prime did at one point, so it could take off. I have seen some transformations to where they keep the cannon like that, to where if he were to bend over, they have a big, massive weapon to shoot. And that's it. I mean, that's Computron. We've went through all of them. We've went through Scattershot, Strafe, Afterburner, Lightspeed, and Nose Cone. And this is a toy that is fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed doing this. Let's get to the end of the history of Computron. Computron's original toy was released in 1987. They came individually and they came in a gift set and have come that way ever since, with new releases coming out today with Combiner Wars and into the new world of Transformers. In the Marvel comic runs, Computron appeared primarily in battles against major Decepticon threats. In the IDW comics, his story was expanded. The Technobots in Computron were portrayed with more distinct personalities, and Computron's intelligence was depicted as both a blessing and a curse. His endless calculations sometimes delayed everything, and even in the comics, took him down in the battlefield. In the G1 cartoon, Computron, as in all the other Technobots, was voiced by Stephen Kinnear, the same actor who did everybody. He also did some Minesweep and Fortress Maximus, among others. Computron remains a fan favorite among combiner teams, while other combiners like Devastator, Superion, and Bruticus rely on sheer power. Computron stood out in the Ultimate Thinker. His unique design, distinct personality, and ties to Grimlock make him one of the most memorable Autobots of the G1 era. To this day, Computron symbolizes what makes the Technobots spiral: brains over power, and teamwork that balances out each member's quirks into the powerful Autobot warriors, which makes the Technobots and the Autobots a special group of robots. So, what do you think of Computron? We did all of the figures. Which one was your favorite, and how do you like Computron as a combiner? Do you like a powerhouse like Bruticus, or do you like the brainy brilliance of Computron? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and go back to watch all of the other Transformer reviews that we've done, and we dive in for history. Until then, thanks for watching, and peace out, home skillets.